Hi there, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks, and this is the Expecting Aerialist podcast. Thanks for tuning in today. Today, I'm going to talk to my good friend Cassie Cutler. This is an incredible story of perseverance, and unlike most of my other stories, this is not about motherhood or pregnancy, but I thought it was relevant for this population because it is an incredible story of sticking to something and really climbing a mountain and coming out the other side. So I thought it would be worth it and valuable to hear her story. Cassie is a young aerialist in her 20s. I actually met her when she was only 17. I was much older. And we became friends. And after she got a little older, she started taking contracts in countries. And I would only see her every, 9 months to a year in the studio. And we would reconnect every single time over the years. And then she went to Hawaii this one time. Her boyfriend lived there and she was on a little bit of a trip with him, and she got into this terrible, terrible accident. I only heard about it through Facebook. She posted her story on Facebook with a photo of her in the hospital, in the emergency room or her hospital bed. Basically, she lost her finger. She had to get her index finger amputated, and she is a very young, very talented professional aerialist. So this is her story about what happened in her accident, her recovery, and now that she is pretty much fully recovered and back to working as a professional, what this transition and journey has been like for her. And even though this is not about motherhood and pregnancy, I feel like there's a thread where it's just about perseverance and going through body changes and going through an unknown, going through a tunnel where you don't know what the outcome is. You don't know if you're going to be able to do what you used to do. And that there's something really to take away from the story and to benefit from it. And let's face it, just a story of heroism and badasses being badasses can be really inspirational. And that's what this is to me. Cassie inspires me, and I think she's going to inspire you as well. She's an incredible woman, and I am very proud to call her my friend and kind of a little sister. So here's her story, and I hope you guys enjoy hearing it. Welcome, Cassie Cutler, to the podcast.
Hi. Oh my God. I get to talk to Carrie. This is so exciting.
I mean, well, the other reason it's exciting is because she's actually on vacation right now, and I got her on my schedule on her vacation. Cassie is an aerialist who I met when she was younger, 10 years ago, maybe?
I think about that, yeah.
Something 8, 9, 10 years ago, and she was just a little wee thing.
And now she's 27, and I think you met me around 17.
Yeah, you have blossomed as I've watched you, so it's pretty cool from my end.
I've
So
stayed
Cassie
extremely stubborn and curious.
She's very curious. We would have these sessions when we met. We just hung out at the gym together, and then later on, she was like, "Hey, give me a sexy little moment for this choreography while I do all this badass really hard stuff, but can you add this little sexy moment? And I would try to help. But not knowing
the yin to my yang.
I know I was, and then you became a woman and right in front of my eyes, and then you took a bunch of contracts and you were traveling the world and you were between Vegas and LA, and I barely saw you, but we kept in touch. And then I got pregnant, and then Cassie had an accident.
And you made the cutest little bean.
And I
lost a finger.
Oh my God, that needs to be a t-shirt or something. I made a baby, you lost a finger. So we have a lot we could talk about, but today I wanted to talk to Cassie about her accident because it is truly a story of perseverance and making a lemon martini out of lemons, because lemonade is one step not as good as a lemon martini. She's made such good lemonade from her lemons. And I think that it is worth, I was thinking, well, Cassie has decided this is going to be the Unexpecting Aerialist podcast for today because all of my other episodes are revolving around motherhood and pregnancy. And Cassie has not gone to that stage of her life yet. We're just talking about her accident, but I still think it's relevant for our population.
Unexpected, that's for sure.
Unexpected. So the story has been told many times from her mouth to other humans, but not necessarily to the world at large. So if you could tell us what happened that fateful day, and you can put the gory stuff in, I'll just like squirm over here.
Well, it's kind of ironic because I'm back in Maui right now, which is where we set the scene. My boyfriend lives here and he grew up here with his family. I'm staying right now in Haiku, which is a tiny little upcountry town that is beautiful. And basically I was right here, but around 2-ish years ago. Oh, wow, 2 now. That's cool. Anyway, we were at Twin Falls. It was me, my boyfriend Julian Kalari. He's a trample artist. His best friend, Dylan Vance, who's another trample artist. Julian's from Curious, Dylan's from Volta. And then my trapeze partner was coming the next day. So we were just doing a tiny little hike to kill time before Oliver got here.
Was it tiny?
It really was tiny.
Are you sure?
Twin Falls is a very accessible hike for tourists.
All right. I believe you.
It is really not hard. And it is beautiful. I still recommend it. I just don't recommend the next part of the story. So you get to this waterfall, and it's beautiful. And on top of the waterfall are all these banyan trees. So if you've never seen a banyan tree, they're like everything an aerialist wants in life. They are a tree with these crazy root systems that just go on forever. So these root systems are so big, they were on top of this, 30-foot waterfall that went all the way through into the rock wall of the waterfall and into the ground. And they're awesome. Mm-hmm. And me and my friend Dylan were just playing on the roots. We weren't very high. I'd say I was like, my feet were probably 6-7 feet from the ground. So I don't know, in aerialist, you're just a little bit above your coach. Like it's not.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's not. Yeah, my aerial brain was like, this is nothing. But I would say about half of this 100-year-old tree and all of the rocks and all of the roots decided to fall with Dylan and I in them. So my aerial brain is quite good at falling. Like I have a lot of time to like think where I want to fall when it's happening. So my brain was like, all right, you got to get into the water. So like avoid the rocks below you. So that was kind of my focus. But my aerial brain also did not let go of what I was holding on to, which I'm pretty sure mostly ripped my finger off. And then I landed, I think, on it somehow. So I did a really, really good job. I have severely mangled my hand, but that is for future Cassie to worry about. Right now, there's still a hike out.
Man.
So I mean, this is gross. I can tell it to you, but
I want to know.
Okay, so like I said, my brain works everyone's brain works really fast in like a form of shock or something. And my brain has been to Maui a lot. So like I know some facts. I know there are no poisonous animals on Maui, which is really cool. That's why everyone's barefoot all the time.
Oh my
There are
God, I
no
didn't know
bugs, no
that.
frogs, no poisonous animals.
Because
And
those animals never got there in the first place and it's an island?
I'm not sure. I can fact check the reason
You
why, but I
know,
know
don't
there's no
even
reason.
worry about it. I'll go with it.
There might be like a brown recluse spider or something like that, but you're not going to find them in like the jungle. You're going to find them in like your attic. But anyway, um, my brain knew that like, okay, my hand stings like incredibly so. And it feels like there's something on my hand that is not part of my hand. So my brain goes to like, there's a bug, there's something, it bit me. So I go to shake it off, and then I realize that part of my hand that's not part of my hand is part of my hand, and we have a problem.
Oh.
But my boyfriend was great. He ran over, he like took shirt off, he wrapped it up. I didn't have to look at it at all. And then, it's a popular tourist spot, so instantly someone like picks me up because I'm quite small, and he was like an old firefighter, and I was still calm at this point. I assured him like, I'm fine, I can walk, like I swear we've got this. My hand just like really hurts, but still at this point I thought it was just skin. I thought like I had severely cut my hand, like it just was crazy amount of burning, but I didn't feel any of the bones or anything. So we hiked out. I remember like just trying to be distracted the whole time. We played like the alphabet game on the way to the hospital because it's still an hour drive and like a 30-minute hike.
Oh, yeah.
But
You're bringing me back. This is terrible. Okay.
I'm still calm. I still am calm. And then we get to the hospital. I don't want to sit down. I just want to like walk around. And I go over to the lady and I was like, hi, I cut my hand. I really don't want to look at it because I knew it was not going to help the situation. I was pretty sure I'd pass out if I looked at it, which was really not helpful for anybody. But I was still talking to her calmly, and she was like, all right, well, have a seat. It's going to be a while. And Julian, my boyfriend, was like, maybe look at it before you say that. And they're like, oh, okay. So we go into the room, and I'm always looking away. I didn't look at my hand at all. And they unwrapped it, and they're like, oh, can we get you a room? Would you like some drugs? I was like, yes, that would be lovely.
Yes. I mean, the thing is that I've really injured myself, and they had morphine in me, I don't know, within 15 minutes. So I can't even imagine.
Morphine didn't do anything. That's what they tried
Really?
first. Yeah. It didn't really help at all. And then they gave me Dilaudid, which did help. The curtains were moving a little bit, but I was chill.
The curtains were moving. That's awesome.
I remember they were striped, and they were like moving. Because I remember my boyfriend had knee surgery, like really crazy, like osteotomy knee surgery. So he was on a lot of Dilaudid. And I remember him like hallucinating and like talking to me and being like, why is that chair on fire? So I was expecting like crazy things. And I was like, oh, the curtains are moving. That's cool. And that was it. But I even remember like after they drugged me, I remember like I was talking to the x-ray technician. I was like, I don't know if it's broken. Like it just feels like a really, really bad cut. And he like, I was on drugs, so I couldn't really like read his face as well as I probably should have been able to. He's like, oh yeah, we're just going to check to make sure, which is, I would have liked to be a fly on the wall to see his face. Like, oh yeah, sure. Turns out I had that middle knuckle of your index finger. I had exploded. Like the bone in between. I did literally within shards. So there was still skin on that part, but it was exploded. And the top knuckle, there was no skin on, but it was intact.
All right.
And then I did a number to my palm as well. So then I went back in, and I had the worst doctor on the face of the planet. He is terrible in every sense of the word. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like we'll give him like a code name.
Yeah, give him an evil name.
Dr. Terrible. We'll do Dr. Terrible.
Dr. Terrible's great.
Dr. Terrible.
Simple, to the point.
He came in And he was like, I'm a professional at giving professionals bad news. Because they asked me what I do. I was like, I'm an aerialist. And they're like, oh, that's a bad sign. You have a severely mangled hand. He was like, I'm a professional at giving professionals bad news. You're never going to work again. You're never going to hang again. And instantly, obviously, I did not like him. So instantly, I did not want to listen to him. I did not want him to touch me. Like, you cannot dictate this for me. So instantly, we were not friends. Which, in hindsight, it's not good to not be friends with your doctor.
Sure.
But anyway, he wanted to take it off right away. And I had said no, because at the time...
Specifically, he wanted to take your finger off right away.
Yes. He was like, there's no saving this. He's like, I refuse to do any surgeries to save this mess. And I was like, well, I can still, like, it still has a blood supply, A. I could move parts of it. So I was like, well, why are you being such a dick? But anyway, they did one surgery to clean it, and then waited a day or two, and then one surgery to, quote unquote, prep it for travel, which just meant that they stuck pins in my index finger to be like, hey, finger, this is how a finger goes. So you should try and stay in this position. And then they wrapped it, and they were like, bye-bye. Go on an airplane. I got in late at night. I did this on a Tuesday, and I got back late Friday night. And my parents picked me up, and I was like, I don't want to go to the ER. I just want to go to sleep. Like, that is all I want in life. So they obliged, and my mom had already made me an appointment with a hand surgeon. She was lovely. She did all the research for me and found me a really good surgeon in LA. She'd made me an appointment for like Monday, and it was Saturday morning at this point, and my finger was not looking so hot anymore. Like, it was slowly turning black. So we were like, maybe this shouldn't wait until Monday. So we just picked the hospital that she was on call at, and kind of just hoped she would come in if she's seen my name before. Luckily, my surgeon was amazing. She came in on her day off, did this surgery. She was the complete antithesis of Dr. Terrible. She is amazing. She is competent. She is kind. Like I said, she came in on her day off. Before the surgery, she had told me, she's like, we're going to have to do multiple surgeries. I'm not going to be able to close. There's not enough skin on your hand anymore to close the wounds. So, you'll have to come back. You'll have to do skin grafts. And I was like, that's fine. I like you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I trust you. And I woke up the next morning, and she was like, hey, just kidding. I closed it. And I was like, you're just getting awesomer. She gave me her like personal cell phone number and sent me home. Like, I was so shocked that like I'd called her to ask her a question expected for a doctor's office, and she just answers like, hello. And my brain was like, what's happening? So
yeah, that's great.
If you see my hand now, like it's great. Like, you don't even, it's weird to say you don't notice I'm missing a finger and like a good portion of my hand, but she made
you made
slope.
Let me back up a second. So when was the decision to not keep the finger? It was over that weekend.
It died entirely. By Saturday, it was black. It was dead.
You were like Dumbledore.
I mean, I do have some gray hair, for sure.
I mean, you're like Dumbledore because he lost his, part of his hand to the...
Yeah. I like that.
the Horcrux.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's what it's called.
Yep, I'm totally a nerd. So, sorry, so you skipped that part. So that weekend you made the decision that it was not going to stay on your body. And by then had it, like, the emotional part, had it been like, it's not, this is not a big deal anymore.
It wasn't really a decision at that point. It was
right,
like,
you didn't have a choice.
To remove it, or it's gonna be septic, like it's gonna spread. Like, it wasn't really a decision, but I was inadvertently smart, I think, because I had not looked at my hand in 5 days. Like, from the second I did it, I didn't look at it. I specifically asked not to see it. And by the time 5 days later I saw it, it wasn't really gory anymore. Like, it wasn't super bloody and gross. It was just black. It was just dead. And I was like, I don't need that. You can take that. Like, that's not mine anymore. Like, the attachment wasn't really there all that much.
Not to be super depressing about it, but had you had her from the very get-go, what do you think it would have been different?
In a way, it would have been different in different ways. So the cool thing about amputations is after your stitches are healed, there's no limits. There's no limitations. There's no, be careful not to tear this tendon. Be careful not to hurt this bone. Be careful of this. There's just, just go. Just, it's not there. Figure it out. But like, you can't hurt it anymore. Which doesn't happen really with any other injury. Like any others. There's no other time. I mean, I don't know much about medical, but I don't think there's many other times where you can have 3 surgeries in 1 week and have almost no restrictions when the stitches come out.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, in a way, the recovery is so different because of that.
Yeah, and like if you had tried to save that finger, it probably would have been like 5, 6 surgeries that were crazy difficult and took so long to heal because I was back to not a full aerial, but I was back to training duotrapeze in 3 months.
I mean, that's a really short amount of time.
Because it wasn't there. There's nothing to hurt. So I might have honestly opted for it anyway if she had told me, like, hey, I can do it, but it's going to be a year recovery kind of thing.
Right. And then question mark, we don't even know if it's
going to work. And it might not work. We might take it off anyway kind of thing.
Right.
Because, if I have a finger there that's not responsive, it's just going to get in my way.
Yeah. And this is where I saw Cassie for the first time after the accident. I was 4 months pregnant, something like that. And I went to her house and you were still in really your bandages drugged. And really drugged and the skinniest I've ever seen you. Not like
opiates will do that.
Yeah. The skinniest I've ever seen you.
I think a little too long.
And then but in good spirits at the same time. And you were healing, and I remember at that point your hand was healing closed.
Yeah.
How did you get past that? Because that was a problem too.
I mean, I was told by, Oliver and Julian and everyone, like, hey, you shouldn't hold your hand like a claw and protect it, because my body just went into like protection mode. And they were like, hey, don't do that. And I was like, fuck off, it hurts. And I really shouldn't have done that. Because it just took, I'm still working out scar tissue.
Okay.
Scar tissue and phantom pain were my biggest issues. And the scar tissue, you have to shift your brain a little bit. So like every day I condition, I stretch, I train, I like it. It's good for me. You just have to switch your brain to be like, all right, every day, multiple times a day, I stretch my hand, I rub my hand, I heat my hand, I ice my hand. This is my job. This is what I do now. Mm-hmm. And I'd give myself little rewards afterwards to like it. So like after I do this, and it would take me an hour, 2 or 3 times, 2 to 3 hours a day, I'd work on my hands.
I mean, you're doing physical therapy basically, but
yeah,
you're
I did
doing
my
it yourself.
Physical therapy. But I heat it, I ice it, I stretch it, I massage it. I had like 10 physio exercises, which were very simple at first, like touch your thumb to your middle finger, touch your thumb to your ring finger, touch your thumb to your pinky. But I couldn't do any of those at first. And then eventually they got easier, like stuff and like touching your fingers to your palm and different parts of your palm.
Is it because of a nerve thing, or was it too tight?
Scar tissue definitely was why it didn't move very well. Okay. The nerves were I couldn't also massage it at first because the nerves were too damaged.
Oh, you weren't allowed. You weren't allowed to massage them.
I was allowed. I just couldn't handle it.
Oh, so it's just painful. Okay, got it.
Yeah. I was allowed to. So I did that. And I mean, it's like aerial training. It's like, it's the same discipline I'm used to.
Yeah.
And it's for the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a full-time, healing is a full-time job.
Oh, yeah. And, luckily yours was, you say you were back to training in 3 months. Mine, for my leg, I was actually in the air pretty fast, but of course I had a boot on and then I had to learn to walk and all that stuff. It's, I don't know. I really feel like recovery from post-op and from an accident really shows you who you are to yourself. That's what I experienced. Like, I knew how far I could be pushed, and it became a huge sense of confidence for me afterwards. I don't know about you. Did you have that experience?
I'm kind of weird in that I'm a perfectionist in a lot of ways. I expect so much of myself. So there was never a point where I was like, this isn't going to work.
Okay.
But that's also a testament to who I have around me a lot.
Well, even when I met you when you were 17, like that's just you. You are such a hard worker. And when I see other people around, I have tons of students, right, taking aerial for so many different reasons. And the hard workers are very, very rare. Very rare. And you're one of those that had it from the beginning. So I'm not surprised. I was never surprised by that. When your story was kind of making its way around the LA community, people would ask me, and I was like, oh, no, she's fine. She'll be fine. Just give her a little time. It would have surprised me had that not happened, just because that's who you are.
Also at the time, like my main discipline had switched. Like I mainly do duo trapeze for a living now. So to get back to quote unquote normal life, normal work, I didn't really have to hold myself up. Like my porter is huge. My porter is almost double my size. And I trust him.
I can't even 100%. Tell that from the videos.
Tell which one?
Yeah, I can't tell that he's that much bigger than you in the videos.
Oh yeah, He's huge.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture of us standing.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure I can find it, but yeah, okay.
But like, I just had to hold on his wrists. And if you know anything about duo trapeze technique, the flyer actually does not hold on very tight. I do not have a crazy strong grip because he controls the timing and the throw. So if I grip too hard, it's really easy to mess it up. So I was barely gripping at all with my left hand at first. And the only thing, I couldn't train that long because the smacking after flips would hurt. But I could do it. And I was like, that is going to come in time. Like that just impact resistance. And my porter is incredibly patient with me in just everything. So I knew he didn't have a problem. Like if training was a little slow, he was just happy to be training again.
I remember one time you came into JJ's just to hang out. So we were at the gym that we knew each other from, and she just came to hang out. And we had this conversation about grip strength. And the fact is that the strength that comes more from the pinky side of your hand than it does the index finger side of your hand. So therefore, you haven't really lost your biggest source of strength in your grip.
Absolutely
because not. In cylindrical grip, or even the other grip where your fingers are parallel to the ceiling, you still got your powerhouse. And you were so positive. You're like, I still have my powerhouse. It's fine. I'm like, oh, okay.
You talked to a hand surgeon, which I've talked to many of them. Your pinky is 50% of your grip. Like right now, just try and close your hand, like make a fist without your pinky. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, not so easy. And then the other thing that I learned very soon after that, I think, because it was just part of a conversation I was having with a lot of people. And my sensei had me hold onto his thumb, his hand, because he was testing my grip, because my grip has been overtrained recently and then painful. He's like, girl, you're not even using the second part of your hand. He's like, you're using it, but like the percentage is a fraction of what you should be using. You got to retrain your hands so that they work over the long term. And I was like, well, hell. So that got fixed on me because that conversation was just like on the forefront.
Magical.
Magical. So what did that actually feel like to, I guess, what does it actually feel like to not have that finger? Now it's your new
Uh,
normal.
well, my biggest issue was phantom pain for the longest time, which,
Can
I
you
quickly
define
learned
that for
doctors
these
don't know.
listeners?
Of course. Phantom pain is basically, scientifically, it is when you lose a limb, your nerves want to know what happened to it. So your nerves are just constantly firing and trying to find it, meaning like what happened, where did it go? And your brain normally takes the last uh, feeling that it had of that body part. And unfortunately, the last feeling that my body had was a very mangled, exploded hand.
Yeah, like trauma. Yeah.
So my body was taking a mangled finger and just moving it in every different direction 24 hours a day, which is quite painful.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest issue. And it did slowly go away. I found some ways to deal with it. But just that's also a reason I was on opiates for so long, is because that the drugs didn't help the phantom pain.
Right, because it's
Not there.
right. I mean, that's such an interesting concept because pain is your nervous system reacting to something,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And those nerves are no longer there.
Well, they're
Yeah,
there. They're just not attached.
right. So did you use like the old like Grey's Anatomy trick?
What is the old Grey's Anatomy trick?
No, Grey's Anatomy has an episode where the one person who lost her leg, holds up the mirror so that it looks like she's
Oh,
got a leg. Does that trick actually work or is that all TV?
it might now. When everyone was like, that's everyone's first response when they're like, "Did you try the mirror thing?" The mirror thing might work now, but at the time, like to do the mirror thing, you have to be able to disassociate, and I was in too much pain to disassociate.
You have to be able to like, okay, this is pretend and I'm going to pretend
Yeah,
like,
but
right.
when
So it
my
has
hand
to,
is like "Ah!" all
right.
day, I couldn't pretend.
Right. It's there's no way you can be like this is an imaginary thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Well, now it might work because it doesn't feel gone yet. It just feels like I have that finger, but it's like made of lead and doesn't respond very well.
So this is like, I mean, it blows my mind. Have you like started to go down that road of like it makes me want to go down that road of like really like being a scientist with it, but I know
Mm,
I'm not going to do it.
the thing is, nobody knows about phantom pain. Is what you'll quickly learn when you
Okay.
science it. Is nobody knows.
Is that
I
frustrating?
actually have. I mean, the thing is that you know your body better than any doctor does already.
Yeah. Yeah, especially we do, us
Yeah.
athletes, we're just so in tune.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't really expect them to tell me anything groundbreaking. It's like how they've met me, what, once? I've
right.
known me for 27 years. Like, what are they going to tell me?
Yeah. And then when you were starting, so when you started back training, tell me about like using the hand and when you started feeling confident with it.
It was actually a good like series of events that happened. So, like I said, I'd mostly been working and on tour, so I didn't really have a place to live. I was always just on contracts. So I was at my parents' house or my porter's house in Seattle. So I kind of have a
Mm.
room at his house as well. Seattle was our home base for training. So after, I wasn't on opiates anymore, I went up to Seattle and started back training. Oliver and I trained for like a month or so, but it was clear, I'd need another bit of time to get back. Like I was really skinny. My arm had atrophied quite a bit. So a job opportunity for him came up. He teaches and launches cloud swing, and he actually went to Turkey for a month to fill in for a launcher. So I had that month in Seattle to just condition and get stronger and teach a little bit.
Mm.
It was great. Like I wasn't
Hmm.
pressured to train, wasn't like there wasn't, Oliver wasn't there, so it's not like I was holding him back or anything. So that month was, conditioning every day. But I'd condition on straps because I couldn't hold myself up yet.
Okay. I mean, you're funny. You're like, I did the easier thing, straps. Okay, straps are so freaking hard. I don't
But they
know.
just go around your wrist, like with the cinches. Like the grip part was not necessary.
Sure. I mean, I get that, but straps is, I don't
I
have to
got
tell any of this audience how hard straps is. So,
I got to silks first, so I could hang on to something vertically much quicker than horizontally. Like silks, rope was the easiest to hold on to,
really?
which was nice. Yeah, it's thick. Your hand didn't have to close all the way or open all the way. That like middle ground was great for my hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then it took me a year and a half before I could hang on to a trapeze bar.
Really? So your heart was hurting that whole time because that's your love.
Yeah, but I was still working, so I did 2 jobs that
You
year.
did?
So, yes, I did a one-off with Oliver, which was our first show back for the Philadelphia Fringe Festival. And then we went to Switzerland with the Monty Variety for a few months. And we just
And that was your duo trap.
Yes. That was, 5 to 6 months after the accident. And we just choreographed it that I never held on to the bar. Ever.
I don't think I knew about this because I was in like the throes of my end of my pregnancy.
Yeah, you were busy. You were growing a human.
I was busy. That's what I didn't realize. I didn't realize this. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I could hold on to the ropes for like a second, which was all I needed for Oliver to get into a catch lock. And then all of it was under him, or I was hanging from the bar with like a knee and a right hand or
sure,
whatever. We have a hand-to-hand act as well that is very average. That we don't really talk about. We don't really like to do it, but if we need a second act, it's there.
I love that. Like, I love that you said that because I think we all feel that way about a lot of our stuff, and it just never gets explained.
It's nothing special. We'll make up for it later. We're the finale act. It's fine. Just like pay no attention to this act.
Hey, to those regular people out there, it's not average. It's over average. It's above
Swiss
average.
Audiences are quite difficult to impress. Swiss people know their circus.
Oh, Swiss people. Okay, got it. So fast forward, because my child is almost 16 months. So it's been like 2 years for you now. And I don't know, what would you take away from it? And to make it not about us, like what would you say to other people who are going through something that they just, something really hard or something an injury that they don't, I don't know, people who are just feeling
I understand.
not great about it.
Well, I have the catch-22 of, when I love something, it becomes a little bit my entire life. And I'm working hard is something that's very easy for me. But when that's taken away, sometimes it can be a good thing because you stop, you're like, all right, what else do I have? You're like, oh, I feel a little bit blind. I have all these incredible people here. And I do have like so much time I can work on other things, like, which is honestly what people probably got from a pandemic as well. Like we all lost our jobs. We'll do something else. You made a podcast. You made a human.
I did both.
You did both. You get extra gold stars. But I mean, like I started tight wire when I hurt my hand.
Yes.
There's not very many circus disciplines you can do with one hand and no impact. I found it and I struggle on a wire a lot. It's great, kind of.
You don't look that struggly because you like dance on it, don't you?
I do, but you guys only see the 2% that works.
Right.
Yeah. That like, oh, this one was good. The other 2 hours I spent were shit, but this one was good.
Well, me and Sarah were just having this conversation because ever since I had the C-section, man, it's taken the whole time now. Well, there's a pandemic in between, so my training wasn't consistent, but my straddle is not as open as I want it to be. And she's like, I don't notice that. I was like, do you think I post that? You crazy. So people are getting like, not to say that I either hide the straddle, but if I didn't do it well, I would just do it again, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that's kind of the beauty of it. I think that because I want to show my art and I want to show it in a certain way, it just forces me to train more.
For sure.
Yeah. And for you, the slackline stuff, yeah, I'm sure you're putting
I'd like it
in
to be
tons
a
of time.
secondary act eventually, but we're not there yet.
Well, the great thing about a slack act
Tight
is
wire.
Sorry, it's not a slack line, it's a tight wire, which is different.
No,
right?
they're different. They're actually not very friends. They're not friends. They're very different.
Because of
I picked the harder one to rig because I'm smart like that.
The harder one is what?
I picked the one that is a pain in the ass to rig because
that's what I was gonna say. Can't a slack line be
that.
rigged pretty easily?
Yeah. A tight wire, you need an anchor point that holds like tons. I'm genius. What can I say?
I feel like if you're gonna pick a ground act, like make it easier to rig.
I know.
No?
I know.
Because that's the point of having it. I don't know.
I know. I don't know. I find myself weird in this aspect. Is my brain is attracted to things that in circus that there isn't someone I inherently want to look like. Like I don't want really ever to look like someone else. So like on tight wire, I don't spend hours watching videos on them. Like there isn't a specific artist that I want to emulate. I was just like, I think I can do this in my own way, but I don't know what that looks like yet. And that's what I've been trying to find. Which is also most of my aerial stuff is my own, like my 2 solo acts are my own apparatuses that I've made because I don't want to look like someone else.
And I remember back in the day when you did used to work on silks, you didn't want to do anything that anybody else was doing, which I think makes you like a different brain than the majority of people out there, because the majority of people are trying to copy and imitation and copying. There's nothing wrong. No, I'm not either.
Good at it.
Well, you're not good at it. I'm not mad at it. But you've always been that way, and I feel like that makes you different from most because, and also I think that one of the hallmarks of a professional is not really wanting to emulate anyone either. That's part of it, because that's the only way to carve out your own style at the end of the day.
You just have to be not afraid of not knowing what you're doing, which is scary to some people. But like, you just kind of have to be okay with looking like a dying fish in the air for a while until you figure it out.
I remember when you were 17, you would say, I'm playing a game today and I want to see how many ways I can screw this up. Was that the game? And she put the crash mat down and she's doing all these release moves off of her. Was it a bungee trapeze? I don't know what she's doing.
I want to see how it fails. Like, I don't want to be surprised.
I mean, I agree. My philosophy on silks is 1,000 times different, but it was very fun to watch you go through that process of discovery at the age of 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all those years.
Yeah.
And then you would go off to like Macau and do like 6 months on a contract, come back, and then you'd be like, hey, let's play with this one thing again. And as the time was going on,
playing part.
Yeah, and the time would go on and I would get older and I would just look at you and be like, whoa. Whoa. So yeah, but
I also think it took me a while to find my discipline in hindsight.
This is true because you're saying that, like, how long did you spend on silks? How long did you spend on all these other hoop before you realized you didn't really
I
care to
never
be on
did
those
hoop.
things?
I already knew that one wasn't it.
That's not true because you taught me some hoop. This is many years ago.
From trapeze.
Okay, fine. Because I wanted to know more hoop, and you're like, I can make that work. That's what you had said.
Yeah, they're all the same after a certain point.
Yes, this is true. People always say that a static trapeze is kind of like a hammock, and I disagree because hammock doesn't kill your thighs like that.
The pain tolerance is different for each apparatus, though. That is 100% accurate.
I mean, one time you were like, try a handstand on my trapeze, and her bar is a solid steel, less than an inch. It's 3/4 inch.
It's very skinny.
It's really
skinnier
skinny.
than most.
It was like boring holes into my palms, and I was like, how do you do this?
I rediscovered that after my hand. I was like, this hurts now.
Well, that's how you get rid of all that scar
tissue.
tissue. That's how you get rid of your scar tissue in your hand, right? The trapeze bar.
Yeah.
But so now you're what would you say you're back to? Do you feel like you're 100%? Or
for sure.
Okay.
There's literally one thing I found I can't do, which is not a deal breaker. But yeah, I can hang on it for, I don't know, a good, maybe not quite 100%. I can hang on just my left arm for maybe 20 seconds.
Okay.
On a bar. My other hand, I could probably do double that, but it's enough.
Well, honestly, I don't know what we call 100% anymore because as you grow and change, you need to do different things with your body.
Exactly.
If your practice changes, even for me, I can't even say, after my accident, my ankle was 100%. But after the C-section, I wouldn't say necessarily I'm at 100% yet. But in the same way, it doesn't really matter so much.
Yeah, it's just because
it changes.
It's what it is. It's a new. I mean, that is literally the best way to create is to give yourself boundaries. So
yeah. Because if you don't, it's this kind of sea of non-structure, and it's so hard sometimes to create something out of absolutely nothing. So I 100% agree with that. And I don't know, you're kind of like a little sister to me, and I'm just so proud of you. And I'm really glad you're giving me content too.
Anytime. I do remember when I was first coming back, I was coaching at Le Petit Cirque, which I love. I love coaching kids, especially those talented ones. And I would just play on a hammock a little bit after, but I only had one arm and an elbow. And I hadn't really done much hammock, but I made up quite a bit of stuff with one hand and an elbow. And then I had the kids do it. I was like, you get a hand and an elbow. This is the Cassie challenge. And they loved it.
They must have been looking at you in awe with your hand.
Honestly, most of them didn't know me. I kind of just came in and I couldn't do anything. I was still in a cast. I was still coaching. I know, and they kind of watched me fumble through coaching without being able to demonstrate. And I was there a lot. I genuinely love all of them. And I kind of fooled them into thinking I was cool. And then
you did not fool them. I mean, Sarah and I were talking about this because she just had her baby, and then she had the accident 12 years ago. And the skill of talk teaching is something that
so hard.
It's so hard, but after you have it, it's just so great. Now, I mean, I barely demonstrate now COVID, everybody's got their own fabric up, and I don't even have a fabric up half the time because class is full and better they have airtime than me, so it's a great skill. So silver linings in all of it. And your relationship with your man, you guys went through this big thing, and that can only make you stronger.
We have gotten dealt the worst hand for injuries. He had 5 knee surgeries in the time. I had 3 hand surgeries. So,
God, you're gonna have lots of stories.
He's really good to talk to about injuries. I had it so easy compared to him, which was also nice for me to be you're fine, shut up.
I'm really excited that you brought the idea of the unexpecting aerialist to the forefront, because that kind of just allows me to bring on any aerialist I want to
Yeah.
the podcast. I love that. Boom. So the story of Cassie is make lemon martinis out of lemons, and you've not a surprise to me, but you have turned something really quite traumatic and tragic into you know, you're doing great. You're doing great, and I'm very happy. Yeah. You're fine. And then in the pandemic, what has your life been like in the pandemic?
So boring.
So boring. You're training. You're just not doing very much else of anything.
I've tried to. I don't know. I feel like when I have a lot of time, I try and dive into something else. Like before my hand, I was like, ooh, tight wire, and I've actually been drawing a lot. I made a board game. I've tried to draw every day. I tried to get into more art.
And you're a knitter. You knit things.
Yes. I can now knit again. I couldn't knit for a year. I'm back.
I love it. I think my hobby has just turned into running after a toddler. That's my new hobby.
That's a great hobby.
And she is definitely her parents' daughter, because she'll just run around naked and dance.
That sounds like a great time.
To anything. Like, I asked my mom, I was like, did I do that? Because I'm a dancer, I made my whole life as a dancer. She's like, no, you couldn't do any of that. You didn't know how to do it.
She's already got it.
She's got it. And I don't know if it's because I dance around like an idiot around the house and she now feels permission, It's
Does she
very
watch,
normalized.
Dancing a lot?
She watches me dance a lot.
Okay. I have a friend that they don't let their kids watch a lot of TV, but they'll put on music videos or dances a lot. And they just love watching the dancers on TV.
Yeah, we do a lot of, we actually do a lot of Instagram viewing of break dancing and ice skating and gymnastics. We do, I let her listen, we read a lot of books, but we do a lot of exposure to that as much as it can be, because obviously it's not in real life, but, and then her papa's, a drummer, and, he's always on his keyboard, and she's down in the studio with him every morning, So, of course, what's going to happen is she's going to be like, I want to be an accountant. And we're going to be so devastated.
I don't know. My parents are very artistic. I don't know where I came from.
Your parents are muggles, right? They've got normal jobs?
Mm-hmm. Well, my dad's an architect. That's a little bit artistic.
Yeah, that's a little arty.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for lending some of your vacation time to the quote unquote unexpecting aerialist podcast, and I'm just really happy to have talked to you.
I know. I cannot wait till this pandemic is more in control and I can come hug you and the little bean. I've not met her yet.
Oh my God, that is so wrong. Okay, yeah. When this is all over, we're going to go train together, and by then she'll be running around and talking to you, so it's going to be fun.
I'm a total kid magnet. I got this.
You are a
I don't
kid
know
magnet.
what it is.
You're an audience magnet. Every time I put you on my Instagram, it gets more likes than any of my actual content, and it's really irritating. Okay, well, I will say goodbye and adieu. Have a wonderful day in Maui. Have fun training.
Would you like me to send you? I actually can send you a picture of Ollie and I and my hand if you'd like.
I would love that. That would be great.
Yes. That I can do. I actually have a really good shot. If you look on my Facebook, it's my cover photo.
Oh, you and him standing together?
It's our hands.
Oh.
No. It's our hands.
I love it.
But I'll send you those.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll talk to you soon, babe. Love ya.
Love you. Thank you.
And that is the incredible story of Cassie Cutler. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope that you guys got a lot out of it. She is an incredible person, so I'm really, really thankful for her in my life. You can find Cassie on Instagram at CassieCutler19. You can always reach me at Carrie@wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. And please review and rate me at 5 stars so that other people can find me more easily. And thank you for listening. I'll see you next time on the Expecting Aerialist podcast.